What's good, YouTube? This is Nick from Everything Card Games here, and today I've got a fun little upgrade path for you guys. So last video I made a deck profile using 2 of the Zacian Battle League decks, and that's that right here. And in this video I'm going to show you some upgrades you can make on your own. For this example I used $10 to upgrade the deck. I'll show you what I took out, and I'll also explain some other things you can incorporate into the deck to help it out. Make it a little more consistent, stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First thing, I spent $3 each on 2 Dedenne GXs. It has an incredible ability, Data Charge, I think? Yeah, or Data Change. So when you put it from your hand onto your bench, you can discard your hand and draw 6, but you can only use the ability once per turn. This card is so amazing. You really need to pick this up. Even not just for this deck, but if you're playing any deck that doesn't only run one prize things, definitely pick 2 of these up. They're $3 each. It's such a good card. Like, I can't express enough how the difference between having 0 of these in your deck and having 1. Because even just having the 1, like now all of a sudden all your quick balls, they don't just like search your Pokemon. All your quick balls can turn into discard your hand, draw 6, which having that effect on just all of your like items like that is so good. It means now on turn 1, if you have a quick ball, you can just search this and you basically got to play a supporter. It's just a very good card for that kind of thing, especially for like setting up your turn 1 board. For other decks like Pikarom, they have to run this because they really want to like turbo through their deck and find like they're very specific attacking with the 150 searching for 3 energy. They want to do that turn 1, and this card just really helps you get to that point. As far as what I took out for them, I took out 2 of the Jirachis. I still really like Jirachi. I still have 2 in there. It can get a little clunky at 4 of, and like it's not like you're using Stellar Wish like a whole bunch of times in the same turn, so I felt like cutting 2 is appropriate. I still really like the card, but this is just such a nice like raw card advantage engine. You gotta play it. I definitely recommend picking this up. If you don't want to pick up singles, there was a it was like a trainer's toolkit, I think is what it was called. I'll leave a link in the description for the product. It came with 2 of these as the promo. This is actually that promo version. I really like the art. If you want to pick that up, I would highly recommend it. It also has a ton of good like trainers and supporters. Like, I think it comes with some Professor's Research and some Marnies. It also comes with like Welders, Giant Hearts, a bunch of different things. And importantly, you also get the code if you buy that one, and then you'll have like 2 Dedennes for your online collection if you play online. So that was like the first change I made. I also decided to opt in for the 3rd Big Charm. The difference between your ADP having 280 and 310 is huge. It means that Eternatus can't just one-shot you. It means, well, there's a lot of different examples like that. If Reshazard has like the full 300, they're still not one-shotting you with their GX attack. I've seen a lot of lists run like 1 Cape of Toughness over like the 3rd Big Charm. I really like the 3rd Big Charm because like the difference between Zacian having 220 and 270, or like 250 to 270, it's not that big of a difference. Like, Pikarom is still 2-shotting you. You still like have Eternatus 1-shotting you. There's not enough times where I feel like it would matter that compared to the times when you can put this on an ADP and you don't get 1-shotted, because that is such a big important deal. I ended up taking out, I believe, between this and the Zamazenta, I took out 2 of the Scoop Up Nets. It's still a really good card. Again, I have 2 of them in there, but without the 4 Jirachis, it's not nearly as important to have like a full playset of this. Like, you don't need to see it all the time. It's still really nice for the Galarian Zigzagoon. It's still really nice for the Mewtwo, but it's not something you like have to see. And cutting around on some of the 4-ofs was kind of where I went with this. As far as the last thing, I added just another attacker, Zamazenta. 3 energy for 130, discarding a special energy it's not that good, but it has the ability Dauntless Shield, and it makes it immune to VMAXs. So it's a good Stonewall for like Eternatus VMAX, because then they have to like attack with the basic, and that's like 4 energy commitment, which they're not really ready to make. And against like all of the like one prize attackers, this just one-shots them, so it's pretty good in that matchup. In the Sun of Scorch matchup, it's good, but they do actually have a favorable exchange against you because of weakness, because you're two-shotting them, they're one-shotting you, they already energy accelerate, so it's not that big of a deal for them. But especially in the Eternatus matchup, this card is really good. Again, I took out a second Scoop Up Net just because it doesn't need to be in that slot. And as far as the energies, I did decide to pick up 2 more Aurora energies. They were like a quarter each. It's just a nice thing to be able to attach for the water requirement for ADP, but also still be the metal requirement for Zacian's triple metal attack. Other things you can add to this deck, Crobat V. It's not the cheapest thing, I think it's like 14 bucks last I checked, but it is a really good card. It's very similar to Dedenne. For those who don't know, it has an ability that lets you draw until you have 6 when you put it from your hand onto the bench, so very similar to Dedenne, just instead of discarding, you just draw till that point. It's a very good card. It's, again, it turns Quick Ball into basically a draw until you have 6. And just turning your quick balls into more valuable assets is just really nice, especially when you can't play a supporter turn 1. There's other like V attackers, I think it was like Duraludon V, but it's not super exciting. Generally for the attackers, that's the main ones you run are ADP, Zamazenta, and Zacian. You can also add the 3rd ADP. It's not super important, but it would help the consistency of finding it turn 1 a little. I wanted to stick with a $10 budget for this, so I didn't. And that's it for that. At some point I want to do a video kind of going over like really nice budget options that people should pick up. Or if you're like new to the game and you don't really want to invest in like 4 Crobat V, just stuff that you can pick up that would help keep your decks a little bit consistent. With that being said, if you like the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more stuff. I'm going to be doing some more Pokemon videos, some more openings. While I'm at it, let me give you all a surprise codes. These are Rebel Clash codes from the box opening, the ones that I didn't show on that video. So here's that, and that. If you get these, be sure to leave a comment saying what you got in them, or if you traded them for stuff in PTCGO. With that being said, you all have a great rest of your evening.